you're all doing well today. I hope you're all doing well. So in the last video I uploaded, I think there may have been some confusion. We talked about human connection, and the importance of kindness. And I want to be clear about something. Kindness is not an authorization. Kindness is not an authorization of bad behavior. And kindness is not naive. Seeing the good in people is not naive, and it's not an authorization for bad behavior. I was talking about human connection and bridge making. Some of the things that we don't see much of in the world anymore is people taking the initiative to build a bridge, to build a human connection with someone who doesn't share the same belief system or values with them. So I kind of wanted to talk about what that means to me. And maybe you agree, maybe you don't, and that's okay. That's okay. We don't have to agree. We don't have to agree on everything. In my mind, building a bridge between two people, or two maybe different kinds of cultures, different belief systems, starts with empathy. It starts with empathy. The empathy I'm talking about is the ability to sense and understand the emotional state of another person, another individual. And from there you can start to kind of build a connection. But you have to understand. We have to understand each other first. We have to understand. Maybe not exactly what they're doing, but we have to try to understand why they're saying, why they believe what they believe, why they're doing what they're doing. Why do they have that belief? And empathy doesn't mean agree. It doesn't mean we agree with what they're saying or what they're doing, but we can understand it. I can understand, for example, why someone necessarily. I'm just using this as an example, but I understand it. The next thing that I think is important, after we try to understand why, is have active curiosity. Ask genuine questions. And not asking them to start a debate. I don't think debates are healthy. I don't think debates are a good way to reach another person's heart. I think people debate because they want to show how much they know about a subject, usually. I could be wrong. But take time to try to understand their perspective and how it differs from yours. Once again, it doesn't mean agreeing. It doesn't mean you agree with it. The next step is perspective taking. Trying to step out of your shoes, maybe, and see how another person could view the situation. I think a big part of it, though, is transparency or radical honesty. It kind of both, and this is where it takes both people to kind of build that bridge, but it's about sharing your perspective, sharing your successes, sharing your failures, and building trust with a person who maybe you don't agree with. And then there's compassion. We all know what compassion is. Even if we don't agree with someone, showing kindness and showing care, something that we go beyond maybe the topic at hand, and we show kindness and we show care for another human being. And that goes forward in building trust and building bonds between people. So empathy. Empathy, in my mind, is step one. Active curiosity is, in my mind, step two. Perspective taking, which involves trying to see things from the other person's point of view. This is a difficult thing to do. This can be a very difficult thing to do, especially if the other person has a viewpoint that is really different from ours. It could be really different, but it goes along with empathy. Then we have transparency, radical honesty, and finally compassion. Those are just mindsets, though. Those are just skills. That's not a practical guide to human connection. I think the first thing that we have to do is initiate a conversation. It's really hard to initiate a conversation. It's really not easy to initiate a conversation, especially with someone that doesn't agree with you. It's easy to talk to somebody who shares your worldview. It's very easy to talk to someone who has the same opinion as you. It can be very difficult to talk to someone who has a different opinion than you. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk to people. It doesn't mean we shouldn't initiate the conversation. But open up and then communicate. Build connections from the beginning. And it doesn't have to be on topic. For example, if we believe in something, let's just say we believe in something, or we believe that something should not be, one way or the other. In order to build a connection with the person A and person B, it is not wise to immediately start talking about a divisive subject, because it's not going to lead somewhere. There's like a 90% chance it's not going to lead somewhere to human connection. It's about communicating with the person. It's about building a relationship with the person. It's why you have people that sit on different sides of the political fence. They communicate about things that are able to create a relationship. Then we can listen. When we communicate, we can start to listen. Active listening. Not listening to respond, listening to understand, listening with empathy. After we communicate, we listen, we can find common ground. Finding common ground. Even people that disagree on really important subjects. People that sit on opposite sides of the fence on big, big issues. Believe it or not, there is common ground. You have common ground with the other person. You might not think you do, but you do. I'm going to tell you why. You have common ground because you're both human beings. You both want, in your heart of hearts, you want people to be okay. And I know that might come as a shock to some people to think, but they believe in this and they believe in that, and there's a policy that there's in place, and it's harmful, and it might be. But in the heart of hearts, you get that person talking. You get that person really talking and really listening outside of a politically charged scenario, maybe. And you'll find that these people that maybe have this leaning, at the end of the day, most people care about people. Most people care about people. It's just that they might have a difficult way of getting there. They might have a difficult way of getting there. And it might not be efficient. It might not be what we determine, what we believe to be really caring about people. But now it's on us to say, can we start with this? Can we build something on this? Because how many times has anyone been won over to the side of compassion with rage? How many times has anyone been won over to the side of empathy with anger? I don't think it happens very often. I don't think we change people's minds by getting in their face and by telling them that they are wrong. I think we change people's minds by connecting with them and saying, I get you. I understand you. Let me show you a better way. And we can start to do this by engaging in activities with this person, shared activities, building that bridge, promote a sense of belonging, create an environment where people feel included and valued, eases the pressure to conform, breaks down prejudice. I think a lot about people from other cultures that I live in the United States. I think about people from other cultures that might move here from another country. And the culture shock that they go through. I have some friends that are originally from Haiti. They are from Haiti. And there was a massive earthquake in Haiti that destabilized everything. It destroyed the country. And then a couple of years ago, there was a massive political shift. And now the country is basically run by gangs. So it's a dangerous place. And they sought refuge. And they moved. And the difference in culture, even though they're in maybe a safer location, although we don't know what the current climate is going to result in, but they're in a safer location for now. The culture difference, the isolated. It could make them feel very isolated. They have no connection. They're not in their home. They need people to show kindness and to show compassion and to show that they are also human beings. That they can be friends despite different backgrounds, despite different experiences, despite different lifestyles. To move some stuff. So one way we can do this is to be a driver of unity. Inspire people, encourage people to see their own potential and work toward overcoming differences. So, I've seen this happen in a few ways, culturally with people. In simple ways. Could be something as simple as trying a different food from a different culture. Inspiring these people, trying to promote the fact that they don't have to conform to a total new way of life. They need to hold on to their culture. And when it comes to differences, when it comes to issues, inspiring them to see that there might be a better way. Maybe there's a kinder way. I think about there's a few different examples. I think one of them that comes to mind is an art installation in Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh Builds Bridges, which is it's a project that uses art to unite people by creating murals. And the murals represent shared identity. Shared identity. Shared identity. When we think about shared identity, identity is such an important thing in our world. People spend their lives looking for themselves and trying to identify themselves, to find that sense of belonging, to find their community. But we can build a community of people with a shared identity. It doesn't matter if you are white or black. It doesn't matter if you are a man or woman or non-binary. It doesn't matter how you identify yourselves. It doesn't matter what background you come from. It doesn't matter, because we're humans, and the shared human experience is something that we don't have to parse out. It's something we don't have to strip away from people and say, you don't belong with my group. You don't belong with my group. What? Our civil rights leaders fought for years, and many of them gave everything because we all belong in the same group, the human group. appreciate you all for trying. I know that this community is a community that tries to be inclusive, tries to help people, tries to do more good things. And know this is a community that is kind and compassionate. This is something I just wanted to talk about a little bit, something I wanted to share a little bit as just kind of my personal viewpoint on connection and on life. I've been around for a little while, and I've seen things change. I've seen opinions change. The worldview change, and it can be shocking. All of a sudden, overnight, things change. But one thing that should not change, we should all